Hi, I'm Lynn Festa. I'm an occupational therapist and coach who supports highly sensitive people and anyone experiencing burnout. On this channel, I explain what it means to be a highly sensitive person, or as you will hear me say, an HSP. I will be sharing practical, evidence based strategies to help you flourish with this trait while also preventing or maybe recovering from burnout. One of the most helpful ways to get a grasp of the core characteristics of the highly sensitive person actually comes from an acronym developed by Dr. Elaine Aron, the person who first found HSP back in the early 90s. And that acronym is DOES, DOES. Okay, let's break those down. D stands for depth of processing. Now, HSPs naturally process information more deeply, thoroughly, intensely. You get the picture. And this can look what people also call overthinking. There's been a bunch of that and going around, which is good. But it's also not the same as rumination, which is when thoughts become stuck and distressing. Overthinking may show up when you compare current experiences to past ones just automatically without even realizing you're doing it. You think through multiple layers before making decisions. You notice meaning and patterns and implications that others might miss. So I want to offer a tip after each one. So if you find yourself rehashing something, especially at 2 a.m., and not so much ruminating, but going through it, pause and ask, do I have enough information for now? And give your brain permission to close that loop. No, I don't. Go back to sleep. So on a lighter note, when I find myself trying to decide what to wear, I've now give myself a second chance. I can't change after the second time, the third or a fourth. So see where you may be over processing and start to challenge yourself with lots of room for growth, remembering that HSP is not a flaw. It's just a way to see where you can conserve your energy for other things in life, like not changing your clothes 3 times. So the second one is overstimulation, and this one people can really relate to. So HSPs take in more information by default. So we become more overstimulated more quickly. Again, not a flaw, it's how our nervous systems are wired. High sensitivity is a trait, meaning we're born this way. You're going to hear me say that a lot. So overstimulation is unique to each person and can come from noise or light, strong smells, crowds, or too many conversations. Even a second conversation within earshot can be distracting and ultimately draining. For me, thinking of a crowded, loud restaurant, which is really something I don't tolerate. So the other thing is, even in our own busy minds, the amount of conversation, like I joke, I have with myself is epic. Now I joke it's because I'm a Gemini, but really it's just a part of how high sensitivity shows up for me. So the tip with this one is start noticing early signs when you're starting to feel off. Start to scan your environment and just adjust what you can. Lower the volume where you can, step outside or away, take a short break. And in a pinch, and if it won't be awkward or unsafe, of course, close your eyes. The majority of stimuli that we get is visual, so even 10 seconds can help us reset. Now, the E in the DOES is a double header. It stands for both emotional reactivity and empathy. So HSPs often have strong emotional responses, and the important part is it's both the positive and negative experiences. So this is where tears seem to flow easier than for others, even if it's a happy thing. We also have a lot of empathy for others. Many HSPs don't just understand how somebody feels, we almost feel it with them. This is actually something referred to in the literature called emotional contagion or social contagion. And a quick explanation of emotional contagion described by Herando et al. In a 2021 paper is the phenomenon of having person's emotions and related behaviors trigger similar emotions and behaviors in other people, either conscious or unconscious, like you don't understand that it's going on. This is where you start to hear the term empath. And I promise to take a deeper dive into this in a future video because there's a lot to unpack there. Tip, when you notice a quick emotional reaction, try 3 slow breaths before responding. If you're easily highly empathic, check in with yourself. Is this my feeling or does it actually belong to somebody else? And to quote the famous, fabulous work of Byron Katie, whose business am I in? That helps me to reset. I'm like, oh, I got to get back in my own business. Now, S stands for sensing the subtle. I love this one. We get to pick up on small details that other people miss. We pick up change of tone of voice, shifts in a mood, and kind of what needs to be done next. I also think we're more observant. We notice when somebody has new clothes or a haircut. Like I said, it's those details that we don't understand how everyone else isn't seeing. So maybe you can't turn this off. So turn this into a strength. Make it a game. Notice how quickly you spot patterns, needs, or improvements. Again, this can be a powerful skill, especially in the workforce or actually in relationships in general. So a quick self-check as you move through your day, gently notice how each part of does shows up. That deep processing, trouble deciding, or replaying those conversations, thinking that how you could have done things differently. Overstimulation, feeling drained without knowing why. Get a sense of your environment. Emotional reactivity, where you'll quick snap response. And sensing the subtle, noticing everything before everybody else does. Now, again, awareness is the first step towards regulation, which is the ultimate goal, calming our nervous system. Now, if you're curious about your own level of sensitivity, because it is on a spectrum, there's a short strength-based questionnaire available at sensitivityresearch.com. All one word. It was updated about a year ago, and it's really for research, but you can take it. And it helps to focus on not on what's wrong, because high sensitivity is not a disorder. Now, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. I am here. My goal in life is to help you understand your trait and learn how to truly flourish with it. So thanks for checking out this video, and I'll see you next time.